A long, long time ago, they tried to make a weapon that can destroy anything, a weapon that can eat anything. Heaven tried to create it, but it was imperfect, it was pathetic. Even though it was truly powerful, even though it could consume almost anything and gain its powers, it wasn't strong enough. It wasn't obedient enough. So they cast it down to hell, where it lay dormant for hundreds of years until one day something would wake. As the battle was fierce, it was long, and it was loud, but it had something more powerful to it. With all the deaths, with all the souls being sucked into the soil, with all the blood being stained there, the energy could be felt by Kirby, who needed immense amount of food to survive, and this would wake Kirby up, who would jump out, away from power saving mode. Think of it like a phone on a charger, but now it can charge itself with all these bodies around. As Kirby got up, they began to suck in dead exorcists and dead demons alike. At first, the armies didn't even notice. Kirby continued to consuming every angel and demon in front of him until eventually he got to someone important. As Vaggy and Lute were fighting, Kirby would break in as they would hear a weird noise. I think I did that noise wrong. You know the little noise where he's like trying to suck people in? That's the noise he makes. As Lute and Vaggy start to fly back, they grab onto someone, barely able to withstand him, as he runs at them, as they're both like, what the hell is this? Kirby would continue to try to suck them in. As Kirby sucked and sucked, they got closer and closer to its mouth. As Lute would say, is this your friend? And Vaggy would say, no. Is that yours? As they both looked at each other. As they looked at each other in fear, almost, as they grabbed onto the table, and they would throw their spears at it. As it hit Kirby, he would fall down, but then get back up. As he would fly with wings from eating the exorcist and fly at both of them, as they both screamed. Kirby was a relentless monster, trying to eat them, trying to devour them. As Kirby tried to bite down on them, they couldn't really do much. Vaggy was able to push it back, so was Lute, as they both looked at each other, and surprisingly, for the first time in a long time, they had to work together. Them working together wasn't out of, kindness, love, hope, friendship. It was out of one thing, survival, the thing that drives everyone. Deep down, we all have a will to survive, and this will kept them alive. This will made them work together, and made them fight together, and made them both try to push back and stop Kirby. But Kirby was too strong. As Kirby knocked them both down, he was about to consume them both, but just then, he heard a noise of far more food. As he turned around for a split second, he turned back. Vaggy and Lute were gone. As they both ran out to warn the others, what they saw was horrifying. They would see Adam getting sucked in, as Alistair hid. As then, Kirby would suck in Serpentius, as he began to suck all of them. As they got closer and closer to Kirby, they all grabbed onto something. As it seemed like it was over, it seemed like everyone was going to get sucked in. But then, someone would show up. As it was Lucifer. Lucifer would punch Kirby, causing him to fly to the wall. As Kirby got up, he began to start to suck him in. Lucifer only knew one trick, as he used all of his power to pour his magic into Kirby, causing him to fall asleep again and fall deep underground. As Kirby was passed out, most people assumed he was dead, but no one knows what that was. Charlie would say, that wasn't angelic, was it? Was it demonic? Lucifer would say, it was neither. What was that thing? As then, they thought they were safe. As season 2 would roll around, and the news would talk about Kirby, some weird being that just absorbed people. He didn't really have much of a personality, but as Kirby slept, something would happen. The personality of all the angels and demons he ate would begin to swallow inside him and create something new, a consciousness, a personality. The news talked about Kirby. How could they not? Some being that fought Lucifer, that almost defeated him. Something that ate angels and demons alike. No one knows what it was. Some thought it was some angelic weapon. Some thought it was some demonic weapon. Some thought the bees made it. No one knew for sure. However, when Kirby awoke with a personality, he got up and began to leave. Kirby was no longer filled with hunger. He had evolved. Now, he was infinitely hungry. He could eat anything, but he wouldn't starve to death if he didn't. As he walked around hell, he searched for a purpose, a meaning,
and he hid in the shadows.
There was many evil people, and it had a lot of evil in him, but it also had a lot of good in him from being an angel. As his angelic and demonic forces fought inside of Kirby, fought to control his personality, he decided to lay low. He wanted to experience the outside world though, but he couldn't because he didn't have a disguise. But then he had an idea. As he would go to a master of disguise, Velvet, as Kirby would knock on the door, she would answer. As Velvet would say, "Holy crap, are you that? What's your name?" Kirby would say, some reason I want to go with Kirby. That's a dumb name. Anyway, why are you here? Make me a disguise or I'll devour you. Velvet would say, "You really think?" As then Kirby would open his mouth and she would start to get sucked in. She would say, "Stop, stop, stop." As then she would stop. She would say, "Fine, fine, let's do this." As then Kirby and Velvet would start to get to work. As Velvet would work on a magical device that would disguise Kirby into a normal looking sinner. It was hard. Very hard and difficult. However, she was able to do it. As Kirby then was able to travel, was able to explore, and was able to find who he was and find himself. As he would say thank you to Velvet and leave. As he would visit the V's every once in a while to fix up his suit, but nothing much else would happen. He would refuse to join, and with his unbelievable power, they were just happy that they need him, so he won't attack them. As Kirby explored the world, he wanted to find a new purpose, something to do. As they all searched for something, Kirby needed a purpose. He needed a life. But then, one day he was at a bar when something would happen. People broke in. These were bad people. As a gang would break in, and a gang of, sinners. These sinners were loan sharks in the wrath. They thought they owned the place, and Kirby would walk up to them and stop them by eating them all. Whee! As everyone was shocked and scared, Kirby would say, "Don't worry, I protected you." As he'd give a thumbs up, he would then leave. As everyone tell the story. As people would hear about this vigilante who would go around and just eat people, and it terrified the hell out of them. As these loan sharks just were defeated, devoured. As rumors spread, Lucifer was worried that this could be Kirby. Everyone was scared of this figure they heard of. Kirby felt bad for what he did, and he wanted to apologize. Now that he's gotten a personality, he slowly began to lean towards justice, and he needed to say he was sorry, as he would go and knock on the hotel. He was in his base form, as Charlie would open it, and she would see Kirby. She was shocked and scared, even though it was little, even though it was fat and round. It could eat so much, it could devour anything. As then Kirby would say, "I'm sorry." Charlie would say, "What? I'm sorry. I didn't have a personality. I was born from death and destruction. I was created as a weapon, and all I knew was to eat, but now I have a consciousness. And I'd like to apologize for my actions." As Kirby would just bow, Charlie would stand there, shocked, scared. But eventually, she would learn and believe that he really meant it. Faggy walked in and said, "Well, listen up. I think that, let's get rid of that thing." Charlie would say, "What? No, it's dangerous, Charlie. It almost ate Lucifer, the king of hell." Kirby would say, "I'm sorry. Get rid of me if you want." As Vaggie was shocked, she would grab her spear and then begin to shake. She would say, "Damn it all. Fine, you can stay here." As Kirby would be allowed to stay at the hotel, Kirby would get to know the residents and would start to change over time. And that's going to leave things off. Remember to like, comment, subscribe, and share with all your friends. Hope you all enjoyed this video. I know I did. It was pretty fun to make. Pretty enjoyable. And yeah. Thank you for the suggestion, by the way. I got the suggestion like weeks ago, and I finally did it. You know, better late than never, as they say. I wonder if they'll even watch this. But if you are watching, thank you for making your suggestion. Sorry I haven't been taking suggestions. Just a bunch of stuff going all over. I might move. I might not move. You know, I'm trying to start college. I got worried. A lot of stuff is going on. I'm not going to lie. But I'm still trying to do YouTube at the same time. And on November 30th, I can reapply for monetization. I don't know if they'll give it back to me, but I hope they do. And if they do, I'll be a super good boy. Like, yeah, just super family friendly here. You know what I mean? Yeah, YouTube, please don't take my ads away again. I love you. Peace out.